Hi, gang. Welcome to this episode of Media Champions. I'm your host, Mary Trace Griffin in Atlanta. Today, we welcome to the program Josh Muskin. Josh is with Webmechanix, and he's here to offer all kinds of sage advice today. Josh, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. Happy to be here.
We're very glad you're here because you, sir, do what we love, and that's help people with their marketing and media problems. You guys, more specifically, you give thoughtful solutions to complex digital problems. Can we talk about that? Because everybody needs a Josh, I think.
We certainly can. And it's not getting any easier. Nowadays, you've got more platforms showing up with more proprietary algorithms and technical things that need to be installed and whatnot. And there's a whole lot of noise out there, but fortunately for everyone who's navigating those waters, there is really just a few things that you can pay attention to, and it can sort of apply across the entire board.
I've had a lot of fun getting to know you and surfing your website, which I think is phenomenal, by the way. Let's talk about one of my favorite subjects, and that's earned media. Because I think oftentimes people think, I have this money, I need to buy in order to get my messaging out. And they're totally, I don't know if they're oblivious to the fact or they just don't know how to process and work that earned media, but you sure do.
Yeah, there's no one-stop shop anymore. It was even a couple years ago that you could barely have a website and have a really strong Google search campaign, and that was kind of enough. And even with the best media plan and distribution out there through search, social, and even things like native and programmatic, you still have to have that presence of your site and your company on other websites that you didn't actually pay for. And being able to aggregate all the traffic that comes from all those places and being able to map out how people discover your message and then where are all the places they go after that to validate that your message is real, that it makes sense, that other people would validate it for you. It can be a real challenge, but it all centers around just having a really solid analytics and data background, and nice clean data sets and things like website data and CRM so that you can say, these people came to my site, they decided to fill out a form, we've spoken to them, and here are all of the things and the actions that happened between that first thought of, hey, who are they, to now I'm speaking to them, and be able to use that and that funnel that you can create with that information and then back out, where do we need to further invest our money, our time to drive more of the people that we actually want to have.
Absolutely. And I think too, when you think about this marketing and media business, there's an art to it, right? And there's a
Mhm.
science to it. And you kind of have to mesh the two together, which is why a subject matter expert like you is a great person to partner with. So even if you're a small business, small or large, it doesn't matter. But if they have an internal media or marketing department, it's still a really good idea for them to partner with somebody like you and your company. Why?
Biggest reason why is because we see more than just your company. We've got 75 current clients right now. We've had thousands over the last 10 or 15 years. And just because your situation may seem totally unique to you, that doesn't mean it's been unique to the people that you might talk to. So you'll get a lot of sort of fast forwarding through the problem solving from a group of folks who have spent decades at a time looking at problems that they view as very similar and that repeat on patterns versus you might only being able to see it one time. So you get access to that kind of experience and you get to skip a lot of the trial and error and go straight to the thing that already works.
If somebody were to come up to you on an elevator, they know who you are, they're going to ask you, Josh, what needs to be present in order to have a successful marketing campaign? What would you tell them?
The biggest thing that has to be present is the database, the area where you keep information about your customers, whether that's as sophisticated as Salesforce or as unsophisticated as the back of a napkin for a really small company. You have to have all your information about those people in one place so that you can do a couple really critical things. If you are a small volume or small company, you need to be able to take a look at the customers that you have and understand what things they have in common, what things they value about your company and about your service, and be able to map all of your content, your ads, your messaging to that. And if you're a larger client or a larger company that has a big database of folks or CRM, you actually want to be able to use that information to propel your targeting and things like media and feed that information back to your ad platforms to better use their automated targeting much more so than was available a few years ago. But it all centers around
Well,
your customer.
I'm sold. I think everybody needs to contact Webmechanix. We're almost out of time, but I want to ask you one more question because you guys have been doing this a long time and doing it with gusto.
Mhm.
Where do you see the trends in marketing and media over the next couple of years, Josh? Because just as you and I are sitting here chatting, they're changing that fast.
They are, and a couple of the big players like Facebook and Google have come out and straight said that targeting will be slowly getting more and more vague. They're actually encouraging you to use less and less targeting, and they're encouraging you to use your data sets and your customer data more and more to propel that targeting. So what you're going to find is you're going to find even things like TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube, what have you, there aren't going to be quite as many breakdowns of target this person at this age with these interests. They're going to say, give us your customer data and we'll go through our user data and try to match you to the people that are there. But if your customer data is not neatly organized or compiled into a space, or you have data that otherwise is not that trustworthy, your ads are suddenly going to be much, much less impactful than they would have been when you had that manual targeting. So if you're going to spend any effort over the next couple of years or even immediately, it really has to focus around that data warehousing of customer information because that will soon become your ad targeting ability versus click and point.
Truer words were never spoken. I think you're the easy button. You're the creative button, but you're the easy button. Thank you so much, Josh. We appreciate it. I know how busy you are. Come back anytime you like. We'd love to have you back on the show.
It was a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And for the rest of you, you're going to want to make the connect to Josh and Webmechanix, and we can help you do that. You can find him by finding us right here at dailyadbrief.com. I'm Mary Therese Griffin in Atlanta. We'll see you next time for more Media Champions.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.